Hey, it's Mark here from Making Yours, and I've traveled all the way to beautiful Southern California to hang out with one of my very good friends, Helena Hart. Thank you for coming in, Helena. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming all the way out here.
And today we're talking about 4 subtle signs that you might accidentally be chasing the guy and pushing him away in the process. This is really common and something both me and Helena deal with our clients, and I thought she'd be a great person to have chat about this topic. Helena, what's number 1?
So the first way that we do that without even realizing it is stepping into our masculine energy. Now, masculine energy is that part of us that's about doing things and planning and scheduling, anything that looks like leaning forward and making something happen. So what does this look like in real life when it comes to dating and relationships, right? That looks like always being the one to initiate contact with a man, right? Making it really easy for him, like driving to him, always paying for everything, just moving the relationship forward constantly.
Doing all the work.
Right? And we can, like I said, it can come from a really good place of just like wanting to let him know we're interested. But when you're the only one that's keeping things going, it can really push a guy away and like diminish his desire to pursue you, right?
Exactly. You end up accidentally chasing and the guy pulls away as a result. Now, if you do want a better way to get into your feminine energy and just relax into that, me and Helena created a free gift on the 7 secrets to getting a guy absolutely addicted to you. So if you're enjoying the content, make sure you download it. I'll put the link up here and in the description. Point number 2 is having an agenda. This is a subtle way that women accidentally end up chasing men. Helena, what does this mean?
Yeah, this is really important. We can often have an agenda without even realizing it, but a man can feel that, can't he? If we're saying something, even if we have a fake smile on our face or we're trying to sound really cool or like asking the innocent question, but deep down we're really hoping for a certain result, like we're hoping to make a guy jealous or make him ask us out for the weekend or see us a certain way, kind of like
on this date so we can get to the relationship.
Exactly.
We're not actually present.
We have a goal in mind. We have some kind of goal in mind. Either he's the goal or he's the prize in our mind, or we're just trying to get to the next step. He can feel that, and it really like diminishes his desire to keep pursuing you and coming close, right?
Yeah. I heard a great quote, which is that no man wants to feel like a sperm donor that walked into your life at the right time. You know, a man really wants you to sell yourself on him in the present and be present there with him, and anything that flows from that is fantastic. But if he feels like you've got that agenda, he's going to pull away.
Yeah, and this can play out in more subtle ways as well. I get questions all the time like, should I text this guy? Should I reach out to him? Should I call him? What should I do? So something I have my clients ask themselves before they say or do anything with a man is, what am I hoping will happen? So important to keep in mind. What am I hoping will happen? If you can answer that strongly, like, I'm hoping to get to the next step with this guy. I'm hoping that he'll see how valuable I am or what a great girlfriend I would be. That's a big clue that you have an agenda. You have a strong attachment to the outcome, and I would recommend to not do what you were about to do if you're attached to the outcome like that.
Yeah, it should always come from a place of abundance, of a place of I'm sharing my energy in the present rather than I'm doing this because I need to get this next outcome or goal. So number 3 is all about directions versus green lights. And this is a very practical way to apply this. I always ask my clients, well, are you giving a man directions or are you giving him green lights? And what I mean by green lights, it can be as simple as the difference between giving him your number versus saying, so when are you going to ask for my number? Now that's a really obvious green light, but it's still not doing the work for him. Instead of asking him out, you say, so when are you going to ask me out? And in very subtle ways, even though you're stamping it on your forehead, it's so obvious, you're still letting him do the actual work. So he is still taking that lead and you're not chasing him to do it for him. And Helena, the last one I like to talk about, which I think is so important, is repeating yourself. And I see, I love it when people put themselves out there and express that vulnerability, like, hey, I'd love to see you. Hey, I'd love to chat with you. But then we repeat ourselves and we think it's going to work better, but it actually loses its effect. So if someone hasn't replied to you, if you've sent a text to a guy like, hey, I'd love to chat this weekend, or hey, what are you up to? And he hasn't responded, we get it in our heads that, oh, he's going to forget me, and so I need to send him a funny meme, or I need to touch base some other way, or I need to message him on a different platform or something, and that actually completely erodes the first message. Whereas when you leave him with that first message and he reaches his phone a day and a half later and he's, oh God, I didn't reply to her, he realizes how you work. He realizes that every time you deliver a vulnerable piece, every time you put yourself out there, he has to return it, and that's how you work, and that's how you get him coming back, as opposed to if he learns that every time she contacts with a vulnerable piece, she'll just contact me a day later, so I don't need to respond. He gets trained that he doesn't really need to worry if you expose yourself and let your walls down to him. So I find making a message really clear but then not repeating yourself is a really important way to keep a guy chasing, and repeating yourself is that mistake that unfortunately accidentally pushes men away.
So good. I've never heard anyone talk about that in that way before. It happens a lot in texting, right? A woman says something, she hints around, she has an agenda, she wants the guy to ask her out, and she maybe doesn't get the response she was hoping for. So then a couple days later, she sends a picture or something funny that made her think of him. Right. And she's subtly trying to move things along. And a man can feel that, can't he?
Yeah, let him come to you. Beautiful advice. Now, we had so much fun creating these 4 for you guys. We actually realized there was more than 4. There was in fact another 4, and we couldn't possibly leave them out. So what you'll find above and below the video is a link to Helena's video, where we're going to talk about 4 more subtle ways and subtle mindsets and actions that women take to accidentally push a guy away. You want to stop taking these, so make sure you check that video. And if you have checked both videos out, make sure you download the guide to the 7 secrets of getting him addicted to you. That will be above and below the video as well. Helena, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Yes,
coming to your beautiful environment, your beautiful country. Hey, leave your thoughts, comments, questions for Helena and on the video in the space below. I'd love to hear them. Give the video a thumbs up and hit the big red subscribe button with the little bell, and make sure that you check out the next video with us as well. We will see you in it very soon.